Hey guys, come here. Shh. Closer, closer. I'm gonna tell you a secret. The best kept secret about landscape photography. It doesn't happen on accident. I'm gonna tell you my secret about sick photos. But first we're gonna roll the intro. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Meshna. I am a landscape photographer and filmmaker based in San Francisco. And like I said off the top, got some insider info for you today. And that is that landscape photography does not happen on accident. The best photos that you see on the internet are not an accident. They are meticulously planned out because the number one most important thing, maybe not the number one, but one of the most important things about landscape photography is planning out your shots. And today I'm gonna give you some beginner and very advanced ways that I plan out a lot of my shots to get the best ones possible. And I'm gonna show you guys how. So proper preparation is key, unless of course you're a street photographer and your entire thing is candid moments. You should be preparing where you're gonna be at a particular time, even if you are in the location that you do live in. You wanna be preparing for where you're gonna be at a particular time. This has been said many times over. I'm not the first person to say it, nor will I be the last, but photos almost always will look the best during golden hour. It's when the sun is most diffused, it's when it's softest, it's when it creates this nice, beautiful golden glow. You should be shooting in golden hour. But beyond just shooting in golden hour at any particular place, you should know where you're going to be during golden hour. You should be in this exact spot for golden hour, waiting for golden hour. You should be there 30 minutes before golden hour to make sure that you've got your stop, you've got your composition all set, you know where you're gonna be. If it's a popular place, to make sure that you got a spot for your tripod. Believe me, this is real. So planning out your location and when you're gonna be at a particular time is key. Now, how do you do that? One of honestly the best ways to do this is Instagram. As I'm scrolling through Instagram, this is a constant battle that I'm having. I'm scrolling through, see a cool photo, toss them a double tap, hit them with a comment, help boost them up in the algorithm because like, dude, that was a sick photo. And then I'll go in and I'll save, if I really like it, I'll go ahead and save that photo. I'll save it to a location. So for example, if I'm going to the Pacific Northwest soon, I'm gonna save a folder of Pacific Northwest locations that I wanna go check out myself. Kind of like collecting Pokemon cards, right? I wanna go collect all these photos, or at least all these different locations. I wanna put my own spin on it, but I wanna collect these spots. So I'll go ahead and catalog all of these locations into saved folders on my saved images within Instagram. I'll then go back and find all of those places. So what are the actual exact locations that I wanna go scope out? So not just the Pacific Northwest and not just Seattle, but what's Multnomah Falls? Multnomah? Trillium Lake. Going with Trillium Lake. Say I want to go to Trillium Lake. I'm going to go ahead and find where Trillium Lake is on a map. I'm going to go bookmark it in Google Maps. I'm going to put a star down. Star says I want to go to this place. Across the entire world, if we look at my Google Maps, I have like 500 different things starred. It actually was once how I determined a vacation to go on. I just pinch zoomed, figured out where I had the most stars, and I'm like, I'm going there. So as you're bookmarking all of these different locations, you're building up your never-ending pile of places that you want to visit. That's going to help you determine where you want to go when you're in a location. So you should be planning out, maybe you're in a new place, you want to check out this coffee shop, you want to have this different pastry, you want to go to this show or this Broadway musical or whatever. You plan out your trip, at least I do. You plan out your trip so that you are in the spot that you want to shoot 30 minutes before golden hour. All right, so you've got your catalog of spots you want to hit. You know that golden hour is the best time to get there, but is all golden hour the same golden hour? No, because certain times, certain locations, they face different ways. The composition that you want to shoot facing towards a mountain, for example, is facing towards the mountain. So the way I like to shoot primarily is I want the sun to be setting behind the thing that I am shooting towards. So I'm shooting into the sun. There are of course instances where you want to have the sun behind you, lighting up something. For the most part, it adds more contrast and depth and character to the image. It's also how you get those nice sun flares, for example. So there are certain locations where you want to be shooting towards the west and other locations where you want to be shooting towards the east. So there are certain locations that are inherently better for sunrise versus sunset. You should be figuring out which of those locations is a sunrise or a sunset spot. If I'm looking at a new place, a new photo that I saw, like, I wonder if that was sunrise or sunset. Then I'll go look it up, figure out where it is. Just look it up on the map. There's the map. Oh yeah, should be probably facing that way. Face west, sunset spot. Noted. Sometimes I even note it in my Google Maps. I have sunset location. Boom. You can, of course, take this even a step further. So if you know where the location is, you can use an app called PhotoPills. PhotoPills is probably one of my favorite photographer tools that doesn't actually ever attach to a camera. It's just an app that you download. I think you have to pay for it, but it's like $2. If you're a photographer, $2 should be nothing. So the great thing about PhotoPills, there are many things, but one of the great things about PhotoPills is you can plan out exactly where you want to be, when you want to be, on the exact date you want to be. You can drop a pin on a map, scroll over to the exact date that you are going to be there, and it will give you a full span of where that sun's gonna rise and where it's gonna set. It's gonna draw a line on the map. It'll show you at this time, it will rise from exactly this place and set in exactly this place. You can do all sorts of things with this type of information. For example, I was in Arches National Park. I was scouting one day. It was a snowy day, so I was scouting for the next day when it wasn't gonna be snowing. And I determined from one exact spot at 8:10 the next morning, the sun would rise perfectly between a small opening in this arch. So the main arch is like this, and we got this small little arch, and the sun would pop right through. I'd get a perfect starburst, and I jumped for joy like an idiot when I actually got the photo. I was pumped. Not only can you just mark it on a map, but you can also use augmented reality. So if you're in a location, you can hold the phone up and it will show you exactly when the sun will rise and set, and even show you when the Milky Way will be in a particular location. Now, this is in no way sponsored by PhotoPills. I just really like the app. PhotoPills, if you're watching, give me a rating. This last tip is gonna be a little bit more advanced, but it's gonna really take it to that next level. And this is with cloud cover. Not all sunrises and sunsets are created equal. Shooting on a clear day at sunset is not really gonna be as good as shooting on the perfectly cloudy conditioned day. So there's a difference between cloudy and rainy and cloudy and great for sunset. And this is gonna probably take some time, take some trial and error to get used to, but there are some apps and or websites that can help you with this. The first, and this is the one that I use the most, is this Norwegian website called yr.no. I don't actually know what it stands for, but it was shown to me once and I've gone with it ever since. You can, anywhere in the world, type in a location and it will give you an hour by hour detailed forecast of the cloud cover. It will show you fog, low cloud, mid cloud, high cloud, and percentages of each by hour. This is insanely valuable. See, there's different levels of clouds in the sky. High cloud means that the sun can get under the cloud and light it up from the bottom. This creates the best photos typically, because when the sun catches that cloud, it pops with color. That's how you get those crazy pinks, those crazy reds, those crazy oranges. That is the money for a good landscape photo. And then lastly, this is gonna vary based on location and where you are, but most local weather stations have some sort of weather camera system set up. Just Google your own location, Google your own spot, and look for weather cams in your area. They're often at places such as airports, on the top of large buildings, overlooking the coast. So you can really get a sense of, in real time, what does this location look like? And using all of these things together, you can start to keep track of all the different weather patterns, figure out when sunrise and sunset's gonna be in every particular day. And as you're sitting at your desk staring longingly at spreadsheets, you will start to get a sense of, hey, you know what? Maybe I'll duck out a little early today because this sunset is gonna be one that I do not want to miss. So guys, I really hope that this armed you with a new set of tools for that photography tool belt that didn't really cost anything other than PhotoPills for like $2. But if you did like this video, if you got some value out of it, I would really appreciate it if you played thumb war with a like button. I bet you can beat it. And go ahead and subscribe. I'm gonna continue to put out more photography tips, more videography tips over the coming weeks. So I'll see you guys in the next one.